see charts should be able to hear me. We got about 3 minutes until the close. All right, we'll take a look at where the Qs and SPY are at now. Down just a little bit there, 0.25% about. So we'll definitely take a look at them again as we get to the close. But let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for August 2nd, 2022. Qs down 0.2% at the moment, and SPY down about 0.3 there. Coming into today, if we broke below yesterday's low, expecting the start of the pullback, we barely have started it. I guess the SPY is a little bit more underway here. So will we have more to come? I think that is the expectation right now. We've had a pretty strong move up. I think, as I was talking about just before coming on here in the room, what would be tough is if we continue this chop as we have and set up a base breakout over the top. Would that be a good entry point long? I think that's that would be the toughest scenario. Now on a pullback, I do like the market long. So, we'll see what that pullback ends up looking like. I think on the Qs, I was saying if we can get a pullback into 307, I think that would be an interesting spot. That's where minor support is. But a lot of that's going to depend on how these earnings gaps do. We are getting into the peak of earnings now. Next few days, we should see a good amount. I know we have AMD today after the close. That's going to be a pretty big one, especially for the Qs. So a lot of that will depend on that. But if we were to just go off of the way the Qs and SPY are setting up, okay, it is looking like, it's time for a little bit of a pullback here, but overall still bullish. All right, let's get into today's plays. If you traded this morning and you followed along, Sammy just killed it this morning on the CZOO play this morning. I think it was only a 3-cent stop over the high of the day. And then I think was played multiple times again over $1. Just really, really nice play. I kind of missed out this morning. A lot of things I was looking at just didn't seem to quite catch the move. FFIE was one that I was ready for at the open. We got that nice rally back up. Was looking for a pullback here. Just needed one more bar for that to trigger. I didn't notice that on the 2 though. It was a 1, 2, 3 right there. So once I realized, it was already too late that I'd missed that entry, and that ended up being about a 4R max on that. So that would have been nice. And then of course the CZOO just. Take your pick. There's a lot of ways to have played this, and especially at the open if you played it, just home run on the CZOO. So I did kind of have to regroup a little bit going later into the morning. Did get some scanning done. Was able to find this GLDD. So GLDD, I played the first 5-minute sell setup here. 5-minute sell setup. And then did an add and that highlighted area here on the base as the 2 minutes started to curl over. So there was a breakdown there, did an add there. So this ended up being pretty nice. I did take a portion, half here after following through, and that made it a little bit easier to live through the bounce. As we broke to new lows, took another portion, and then 5-minute bar by bar on the very last piece on this GLDD right there. It ended up making new lows though. So, one you maybe could have held till end of day because the hourly did hold. Okay, hourly stayed intact there. So I don't think it was easy, and that was part of the reason I decided to trail, because at the time this bar was forming and hitting $10, then the trail is going to be above this bar, and that seemed like a lot to give back. So I decided, not to hold it. That was a pretty good gap, and then cleared the support on the initial drop. looked lower on every time frame. There's the weekly. You can see weekly rolling over. Monthly also big top there and coming in. So I liked it a lot. Thought it was pretty good time frame alignment, pretty good gap, leaving behind quite a few red bars there on the GLDD. So yeah, thought it was good play. Nice, glad I did the ad. That definitely helped beef it up a little bit. So hopefully you were able to play it along with me. My last kind of play for the afternoon, well, would have been a play, but I couldn't get filled. I'm not sure, this thing was a little spready, especially at the open. But I did try it under 70, and then by the time it was at like 62 or something, I still hadn't gotten filled any, so I just canceled it. But again, very similar idea here. A pretty bearish gap. We did clear some support. I didn't like the 200 being in the way, but I like that we were, again, on the weekly, kind of failing on a buy setup, and then on the monthly, kind of rejecting an attempt to move up again. So time frame alignment, not as clear, I think, as what we got on the GLDD as far as time frame alignment, but I thought it was worth a shot. Just dropped and didn't get a fill, and worked out okay. So definitely glad that it, got the GLDD, got that to work. Pretty nice gap, pretty nice follow through. Management wasn't too difficult. I think it was a little bit harder once before we got through low of the day, but you can see once we kind of got to low of the day, things got a bit smoother. You don't get these kickbacks like it did when it was still within the day's range. So definitely got better once it got through there. I guess there was a little bit here, which is what got us out, which was fine. Ended up trailing just over the 5 minute there, 10:06. Okay. So yeah, I thought it was a little bit tough for me personally, just because I didn't really take advantage of the morning. I mean, I didn't take advantage of the morning. Missed out on the FFIV, missed out on the CZOO. There was more too. BGRY had a nice entry, good gap, and had a nice base breakout. It was just one of those mornings. I don't know if I was just slow or what. Here's a nice base at the top there. And then 1 minute just basing towards the top. Does have a little bit of an upward slant to it, but you can see there's a couple red bars in there, a little bit of consolidation there. There was that one. The other one, I believe, was the APDN. Yeah, APDN. Yeah, there you go. Taken off as well. Gigantic move also on the APDN. So, yeah, I think definitely missed out a little bit this morning, but, it's going to happen. And especially during earnings season, there's a lot to look at. There's a lot of gaps. So that's kind of usually how I know we're in earnings season. Is you feel like, man, I missed out a lot, because there's just a lot to look at, a lot to play. All right, so hopefully you did well today. We'll be back at it tomorrow, and I'll talk to you then. Have a good evening.